Now for an update to a story we brought you last week here on Fox News at night and the massive pushback against a plan by Democrats in Oregon to decriminalize homelessness in public spaces. Let's bring in class action attorney Kelly Hyman. Kelly, I want to read a little part of this. This is the Right to Rest Act, and it says, quoting here, a person experiencing homelessness has a privacy interest and a reasonable expectation of privacy in any property belonging to the person, regardless of whether the property is located in a public space. But the problem is that these people are violating the public's right to have access to their own public spaces, sidewalks, storefronts, all these things. The public has a right to go there, and the homeless can't just say, okay, I'm taking it over. What do you say to this?
You bring up a really interesting point. So when we look at this, we need to look at it from a legal perspective. And first, this is a bill, so it hasn't passed. It's not into law yet. So there's no ramifications of the law itself, and it would only apply to people in the state of Oregon. Secondly, when we look at this from the standpoint, we have to look at what other courts have done. Now, according to other courts, they have said that the fact that there is some type of criminalization is a violation of someone's Eighth Amendment right. So that means that it's unconstitutional because it's cruel and unusual type of punishment. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. There's going to be public hearing, and I think it'll be interesting debate on both sides of the aisle.
I talked to a woman today. She's the mother of 7, and she's very concerned about this issue, and she's really concerned about her kids. And I was posing the question to her that Oregon really does want to become this sanctuary for the homeless, and she said this.
I think that's so true. I look around me, and I've traveled in and out of the state over the last couple years and realized that as much as, yes, it is absolutely up and down the West Coast, it is very unique to Portland that we tolerate it to the level that we do.
Yeah, and California is doing similar things, right? Allowing people to maintain their property in public spaces, and the police have a very difficult time trying to bring those down. But she makes a point where she's kind of saying, hey, listen, what do we do? What recourse do we have as the citizens of Oregon if this thing passes, which you make a good point, it has not yet?
Right, we don't know, and that's why it's up to the public, and if people disagree, they can go out and speak about it as well. But I think it's important to see that some type of solution for this, for the homeless, which is an issue that affects all of us in different states, and to try and come up with some kind of solution that works for everyone. Okay,
so the breaking news, the writers are striking. It's going to happen 1 minute after midnight. This is going to cost, it's the first time in 15 years these writers have striked. It's going to cost companies billions of dollars. What's the remedy here? Is it just a solution, or do the lawyers get involved and say, okay, we're going to get these people back to work?
Right, that's a really good point. So we have to look at why there is a dispute first. The writers are asserting a lot of times now that shows are going live streaming, and because of live streaming, there's only like 8 or 13 episodes a year rather than 22. And because of that, since the writers are paid per episode, economically speaking, they're not making as much money as they used to. So that is one of the main reasons, because of streaming economically, is why they're striking. Hopefully they can come up to some resolution, because this is going to affect all of us, people that watch daytime soap operas. That's going to create some serious issues. Night shows, whether it's Saturday Night Live or talk shows, are going to be affected by that as well. And so the longer it goes, not only economically for the writers and the shows, but for the states and everything, it's going to affect all of us.
Yeah, it could start as early as tomorrow. Kelly Hyman, great to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you.